Everyone, this is Chris Burns from Android Community. What we're looking at today is the Verizon version of the Galaxy Nexus. Now, what this device represents is the first time we're seeing ice cream sandwich here in the United States, and it is the next version of the Nexus device line. Now, this is the Verizon version. There's also an international edition that doesn't have the 4G connective abilities here in the US, and it is the next in line after this device, which is the Nexus S. As you can see, these devices look relatively similar. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes in the Samsung line since this device was released last year, early last year, but you can see it there, in the same family. The front of this device is curved somewhat, but not nearly as much as the Nexus S, which has more of a curve right there. The front of the glass is flat, whereas the Nexus S had a little bit of a curve around the edges, and that's essentially it for comparisons, other than they're both running what's essentially vanilla ice cream. If I start it up here, there we go, you'll see that we are running Google's version of ice cream sandwich. The only difference between this version and the international edition, besides the LTE, is that this edition has a couple of Verizon apps on it. You can disable these with ice cream sandwich ability to disable apps, but they are there. Now, this is the normal ice cream sandwich startup screen. It means it's almost there. And then we have our unlock screen here. Now, right now, I've started this up before, once before, just to start to run benchmarks, etc. And as you can see, the battery's already low. So I do have 4 benchmarks up here that you can see right out of the box. When we're looking through the apps, note that I added those. Otherwise, everything else on here is standard. So you got just Google apps. You have books, browser, calculator, all the stuff that's normal. You have the new icons, such as you can see in the camera. Some of the other things, new icons for those as well. Then Google+. Google+ comes right out of the box along with Google+ Messenger. You also have your regular messaging right there. Then you have My Verizon Mobile and Verizon Backup Assistant. You can disable these, but they are there right out of the box. One of the cool things about ice cream sandwiches is if you're going through your apps, you can go straight to your widgets like that. This is similar to what you're able to do on Honeycomb for your tablet. Right from your home, your apps drawer here, you can go straight to the Android market. That's not brand new, but it is pretty cool that it's still there. You can get music, because that's a recent addition to the Android market, like that. Back out to the front, you'll notice that these 3 buttons are not capacitive buttons on the display on the device itself. They are on the screen in Ice Cream Sandwich. If you flip to the side here, I wonder why we're not switching here. Let's go into our apps drawer, see if that'll work. Looks like I've shut that off at some point. But when you do flip to the side, if you do have that activated, these icons flip to the side like that. We'll see that in later demo videos. In your settings here, you have a slightly different setup than you did with Gingerbread. What you can see here is that you're able to make quick changes up at the top for your wireless settings. If you want to choose a Wi-Fi network, you just have to jump in there like that with a long hold. Down here you have sound, display, storage, battery, and apps, and that's in the device category. You have a personal category with stuff about your accounts, and then there's system. Now, system has a new option that's called developer options. This is what shows you that this device is made for developers, but Google is nice enough to let everyone use it. I always switch on USB debugging so that I'm able to take screenshots with my computer and add stuff with the developer software that you get for your PC. But it also, another thing you should note here is that you no longer need to do such a thing to take screenshots, as screenshots are built into Ice Cream Sandwich. You just have to hold down the power button and your volume down button at the same time. If I can get it to work here. And then it'll take a screenshot. So you got that screenshot now in your gallery. Now, if I go down here, another thing you should note is this option right here is something you should flip on right away. Force GPU rendering. What that does is it allows your whole device to use the graphics processor when you're doing graphics stuff like this. Whereas before you were always using your CPU unless you were in something like a game. Back out to the front, you can see that we are running ice cream in that you see this new little bar at the bottom. Everything is Swift. Your notifications bar looks new. You can knock things out like that. You can hold things down to get to them. I'll knock that one out that way. You can get to your apps that you have open like that with this new button right here. You can knock things out like that, or you can hold them down to get rid of them. And that's that. One last thing I want to show you here is in our App Store. We're going to go ahead and add one widget just to see how it looks. I'm going to add, where's that G Plus one? Here it is, Google Plus Photos. Oh, that's a new way to look at it, by the way. You can hold down on it and we'll add it to this screen right over here. And once we have our G Plus Photos hooked up, it'll pop up right there. Pretty cool. Let's take one shot here with the camera, see how fast we can take some photos, and then we'll be done. Pretty cool. Take a few more shots off the screen. There we go. Jesus and an ear. How about that? Oh, now you can see the icons have switched to this side here. So, pretty cool. We'll be looking at this device in depth over the weekend, over the next couple days rather, and check out the rest of the hands-on right now, if you've not already purchased the device in the store, of course.